In under 1 minute, London Mayor Sadiq Khan proves to us all right here in this clip that he refuses to address London's grooming gangs. Let me explain more using amateur linguistic analysis. Hey up everyone and welcome to Political Nerds. I'm Steph the Alter Nerd, your nerdy political guide from Washington DC to Westminster and beyond. In today's video, I'm going to use amateur linguistic analysis to show that in under 1 minute, Sadiq Khan, the Mayor of London, refuses to address London's grooming gangs. In my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Now, do your own research, come to your own conclusions. And as a disclaimer, I'm not inciting hatred to anyone or a particular group, religion, etc. So let's jump into it with this clip right here.
I'm sure since last week somebody has actually explained to you what a grooming gang is and how horrific they are. So since somebody now must have told you exactly what they are you going to ask that some money is ring-fenced to actually look into that in London? So the next time I ask you about grooming gangs, you can tell me what the Metropolitan Police are doing about them.
Well, firstly, it's really important when you have a conversation of this nature, you think about the victims of child sexual exploitation.
It don't start well for him at all. Now, stuttering right at the beginning of an answer indicates that the person has difficulty with putting together a sentence in the first place. So with Sadiq Khan stuttering here at the beginning, why is he having difficulty putting together a sentence to answer this question? Furthermore, why the frick does he feel the need to put together a sentence in the first place? This question has been set up by the interviewer to anticipate a binary answer, as she's asked what is known as a closed question. Now, for those that don't know, a closed question is a question that reduces the responder's answers to a set of options that's essentially predetermined by the question itself. So in this instance, the interviewer asks one question. Are you going to ask that some money is ring-fenced to actually look into that in London? Now, this closed question is predetermining the options upon which Sadiq Khan has to choose from in order to answer it. The predetermined options being either yes or no. Yes, I'm going to ask that some money is ring-fenced to actually look into it in London, or no, I'm not going to do that. Sadiq Khan refuses to answer either yes or no, instead stuttering to try and deflect by mentioning the victims of child exploitation, which, by the way, he can't even get out of his mouth without stuttering yet again. As he stutters at the beginning of that sentence with, you think about the victims. It shows yet again he's struggling putting a sentence together within his answer because ultimately he's trying to think of something to say that doesn't satisfy the question at hand. He's trying to avoid answering it. Again, why? What's even more disturbing is when he says the victims of child sexual exploitation. That bit where he says before he says child exploitation. Let's focus on that little bit for a moment. Because when someone says in the middle of what they're saying, it usually means they're hesitating or putting themselves on a pause whilst they try and figure out their thoughts and find the right words as to how they want to phrase something. In this instance, for me, Sadiq was hesitating, trying to figure out a way to sanitize the term child sexual exploitation. Because he says right before that. So not only refusing to address the question into having a London inquiry into the Met's handling of grooming gangs, but also hesitating in calling the victims exactly what they are. Victims of child sexual exploitation. By also using the word it screwed up power play that Sadiq Khan is trying to make. He's trying to take control of the conversation and manage it by giving himself a moment to think and formulate an answer. Thing is, he's the Mayor of London. It's scary that he can't even answer this question instantly.
I'm on a clock. Can you just give the answer? Will you? Will you make sure some money is ring-fenced to look at this grooming gang problem we have? Yes or no?
Here, the interviewer has to spell out to Sadiq Khan that she's asked him a closed question and even given him the courtesy to let him know what the predetermined options are to answer with. It's either yes or no. The interviewer is actually giving him a chance to answer properly, just on the off chance he's misinterpreted what she's asked him. She's also emphasising that there's an element of urgency in him answering this question, as she points out that she's on the clock. However, she's calling him out by saying straight after, "Can you just give me the answer?" As in, stop with the BS answers and give me a proper answer to my question. How do you think Sadiq Khan answered this one?
I'm really surprised that the member doesn't know how operational independence works in our police service in this country.
You should never.
He does not like being called out. He stutters again right at the beginning. We have a double whammy here as he says again, but stutters this word 3 times. So he's trying to take control of the discussion again, but hesitating and refusing at the same time to formulate an answer to the question. This part of the clip shows Sadiq Khan failing a second time to actually answer this question. Not only that, he tries to deflect a second time by trying to demean and diminish the authority and knowledge of the interviewer here. For me, his deflection has a tone of Sadiq Khan saying, "Why are you asking that question? You obviously don't have a clue about how operational independence works in our police service in this country." This is a very nasty and insulting deflection that is, by my understanding, known as a false inference. Now, a false inference is an argument or response that comes from an incorrect conclusion. So in this interaction here that you've just seen, how does Sadiq Khan know that the interviewer doesn't have the knowledge about how operational independence works in the police force? Without the evidence at hand, he has arrived at an incorrect conclusion within his response, which, by the way, again, has nothing to do with the interviewer's question. This is how the interviewer responded.
Be surprised, Mr. Mayor. You're not going to answer. Thank you, Chairman.
You should never be surprised, Mr. Mayor. You're not going to answer. Thank you, Chairman. The interviewer is having none of Sadiq Khan's BS games here and shuts it down, taking back control of the situation. Because ultimately, why have a conversation with someone who's just not willing to answer your questions? Do not waste your time with those idiots. And there, as far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, proof in under 1 minute that Sadiq Khan refuses to address London's grooming gangs. With that being said, if you appreciated this video and you want more, and believe me, of course, there's going to be more, you do not want to miss my next video, then make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe here at Political Nerds. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatevers. What did you catch from this clip right here that I didn't mention? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate all your faces. Until the next time, you guys. Laters.